as a child, my starting point was being raised in the Seventh-day Adventist,
Right.
and going on my own until 16. But that at 16, really studying the Bible, that was my starting point, and first establishing a relationship with God, and then I became a wild child, exposed to unsupervised lifestyle starting at 16. After living my 20s to my early 30s in a life of vices, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, womanizing, and just doing these things that a toxic masculinity image that was brought on me by my father won over my personality after he passed away at 24.
So when my dad died of prostate cancer, that's when I lost my faith. And because I was raised in the church, I was raised studying the Bible, and I became a bitter man. And I used my knowledge of the Bible to make fun of people who believed in God.
And I really started looking internally, trying to understand why I had gotten off track so badly. I started reading books. I love to read, so I started reading all the books. I started all the books, but not the right one. And I started exercising. I started eating better. I started pushing myself away from vices and from friendships that were bringing me constantly back into that toxic lifestyle. And I changed. Oh my God, but when I look back at who I was and what I've done, the shame, the guilt, that by far is the most painful part. And it was liberating to talk it out with God and ask Him for forgiveness. And that load was taken off of my back. Along that path, I felt something was missing. I couldn't put my finger on it until I came to church. And that was the start for me. Coming to Miami Church was the friendship that I built there with these strangers who seemed to genuinely care for me. And that my struggle, didn't scare them. Instead, they were like, you can do it, just keep coming. And even though I would slide back, and sometimes I would stumble and I would fall, and I would go back dabble into bad life choices, they were still there. They're like, oh, it's okay, come back to church, And so that friendship, that openness, that love is how I understood it. Love from strangers, and I was missing that. It has made all the difference for me in my life. Coming to Miami Church and being part of that. My name is Lester, and this is my starting point.